quite the complicated matter, but knowing exactly what to look for can make the whole process a whole lot easier. So of course we had to bring our car expert, Bob Gugino of Western New York Auto Care, to a used car lot. Now Bob, I hear this spring is a great time to buy a used car.
Yeah, spring is a great time to buy a used car, and we found a nice red one here for us to look at, so let's bring her out and we'll see what we can do with it.
All right. All right, Bob, so we found a car that looks great, but how do we know if it's great underneath all of the shine and polish?
Okay, once we get past and we look at a car that's in our budget and it's something that will work for our needs, we need to look down the car, and first impressions are everything. So we look for any body scratches or any signs of visible rust, that kind of thing. As you look on his tires, it's got really nice tires on it. They're nice and deep with the tread, so that looks good. So we continue to try to walk around the car and just to make sure that there aren't any other dents or scratches or any other body imperfections. Once we do that, we decide that, this looks like a pretty nice car. The next thing to do is, of course, to open up the hood and let's see what we can find.
So now, to most people, anything that's happening under the hood is kind of a world they know nothing about. So what are some things that people can do that are easy and quick to notice if the car's good or not?
First impressions are everything. Look underneath the hood. This car here, it looks like it's been well taken care of. It's clean. The person who owned it did the maintenance on it and that type of thing. You can see that there's no rust around on the top of the hood here. Usually these rust if somebody doesn't clean the car and keep the salt away from it. So far underneath here, between the side and the underneath the hood, we're looking good.
Is there anything, important to sort of get a little bit dirty, get your hands deep, really look through?
Oh yeah, now if you want to do that, the important thing is to check the oil. Now if you pull the stick on the oil, what you're looking for is to make sure it is full, and unlike this car, the oil is nice and clean and at the proper level. Some of the other things that you can do is check the coolant. Now this is a radiator cap. Now you don't want to open that if it's hot, so it's really important to make sure that the car is cool. You might want to open and look at the antifreeze that way, or what you can do is check the bottle to make sure, like this car is, it's nice and clean and clear. There's also brake fluids we can check. We can pull the stick on the transmission fluid to make sure that's also clean, clear, and up to the proper level.
Now that we know what we're looking for, before we even get on the lot, is there things that we want to have in our mind?
Well, you want to know, like I said, a car that meets your budget. That's really important to do, to make sure that you don't buy a car that you really can't afford, or one that doesn't suit your needs. If you're just a commuter, you're going back and forth to school, maybe a big SUV doesn't work for you. If you got a lot of kids, maybe something small isn't for you either. So you need to decide that the most practical car you can find.
Now, does Western New York Auto Care help people out with, learning about what they need to know about cars?
Oh yeah, now the most important thing you do with a used car is, once you've gotten this far, is to take it to your local mechanic, somebody that doesn't have anything to do with the car lot that you're looking at the car, and to make sure that the car is good by having them give you a professional opinion, pulling off the wheels or looking at the brakes, the undercarriage, the exhaust, make sure it doesn't leak anything, make sure all the accessories work, that kind of thing.
All right, well, as always, thank you, Bob. You're keeping us safe on the road, and now you're making sure that we get a good deal. You guys do everything.
Thanks, Matt. It's a pleasure.